not only give us multiplier, it also gives us this concept called loanable funds market. Total savings is equals to total investment. Okay, and with that, let's move on to page 12, and we are ready to do IS function. Okay, again we ask the question, how come we don't just use Keynes model alone will do? Right, we do the diagram just now, right, just to show you. How come we don't just use this diagram? Why don't we just say, oh, AE goes up, okay, I'll just draw, that's what you saw just now. Okay, then we get our Y2. Why don't we just use this diagram to see the health of the economy? Because the axis is really income. Alright, because again, this is also very short-sighted. This is only goods market. Right, to see the health of the economy, we realize interest rate is very important. So if I merely use the goods market alone, I can't see interest rate versus income. So if you want a curve that is in the goods market that shows interest rate and income, that curve is known as the IS curve. Alright, because you want to see combination of income and interest rate. So you must know the purpose of doing all this. Individual goods and money market can only show one thing at a time, but you want to see two things. You always want to see income and interest rates. Okay? Now, in our IS curve, alright, the general assumption is always G1, G2 is 0. Okay? And T2 is always 0. So we don't need to assume it's known already. Okay? Now, there are various formats of IS function. Okay? So I'm going to do 3 cases. In fact, today I will do 2. Then when I see you next week, we will finish the rest. Okay? Again, we always begin with the most basic function. Alright? Okay? B1, T1 is 0. T is T bar. Then of course, C1 is 0. Okay? C1 is positive. But this assumption must definitely hold. You definitely must have B2 in your equation. If you don't have B2, you don't have IS function. Later you will see why. Okay, so this is the standard. We've done this almost the 3rd time already. Okay, write down all the equations. So based on the function, you have C0 minus C1 plus C1. Okay, Y minus T bar. That was consumption. Investment would be I bar, B1 was 0, so you left with minus B2I. So that's why you only memorize Ci and G. Then you substitute the given conditions into the equation. G is the G bar. Okay? Then of course, we put in the AE again. What do? We will look up all the fixed spending, C0 minus C1 T bar plus I bar plus G bar. Okay, but remember, we still have a minus B2I and we have a plus C1Y. So what am I doing? I'm repeating everything from AE again, just that now there is a B2I. Okay, and then of course we can write this as A bar minus B2I plus C1Y. Okay, next step, equilibrium income. Right, Y equals to AE, so we write one more time. Y equals to A bar minus B2I plus C1Y. As usual, group the income together. 1 minus C1Y equals to A bar minus B2I. Right? Okay? Now, just now our objective is to find Y. So I brought the entire term to the right. But what is our objective now? Our objective now is to find the IS function. What is an IS function? It's supposed to show me interest rate on my vertical axis, income on my horizontal axis. So this is what I do, right? This is equilibrium income. But I must write it to suit the axis again. So what would I get? I will actually swap the terms. You could see Bring the B2i to the left side. Okay, left with A bar minus 1 minus C1. Okay, and then from there, you will get your answer. Interest rate is A bar over B2 minus 1 minus C1 over B2. This is known as your IS function. So, what is IS? It's simply equilibrium income. Just that you write it in the format of I ending with 1. Just like LM. What is LM? It's money market. But you wrote it in the format of I ending with 1. You see? So if you know the objective of writing this equation, because you want to study interest rate and income in the country simultaneously, you have to rewrite the goods market in a different form. This is the IS curve. Did I memorize? No. What did I memorize? CIG. But what are the steps? Find AP. Find equilibrium income. Right? So in this case, based on this, what is the slope of IS? The slope of IS is 1 minus C1 over B2. Okay, right? And what is the vertical intercept? A bar over B2. Okay, right? So don't mix up the slope. Look at the equation to tell you the slope. So in this case, you know the IS is downward sloping. This is the slope. Okay, right? The slope therefore tells you, okay, it is a straight line. Right? You tend to assume C1 is constant, B1 is constant. Okay, so this is my IS curve. The vertical intercept, A bar over B2, slope, right, 1 minus C1 over B2. So please don't memorize a single thing. Okay, this is the IS curve. So with that, now let's look at page 13. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Okay, look at the clock. By 55, you should finish. Find for me another IS, but now B1 is positive. 2 minutes, huh? You should really spend the 2 minutes very well. Make sure you finish in 2 minutes. If you take too long, something is wrong.